Hey everybody, off the top rope here on the Off the Mic Sports Network. So man, a newsworthy SmackDown. Honestly, this was one of the better SmackDowns since they went to the 3-hour format. Holy mackerel, a lot of stuff happened on this show. We found out what the favor was. Tiffany and Charlotte had a train wreck of a segment, which we need to talk about. But what I want to talk about here is really, really serious. Kevin Owens is out of WrestleMania. This had been reported for about the last day. It was speculated that a match was going to be affected. And then early news on Friday seemed to indicate that it was Kevin Owens, and the match with Randy Orton was seemingly in danger of not happening. And this came to fruition. Kevin Owens comes out to the ring, not in character, and basically, has a heartfelt promo, talks about he basically for the last 4 months he's been dealing with what turned out to be a serious neck issue that he's got to go get surgery for. Some of us in our minds were faintly thinking, oh, maybe this is the old Mark Henry, you know, retirement bit. But the minute I heard neck and surgery, I was like, yeah, this is a real situation. Okay, first of all, above anything else, I wish the best for Kevin Owens. Because if you've paid attention or followed that guy's career, that guy has given a bunch to this business. And above all else, he is a stand-up human being and an honest to God, tremendous professional wrestler. Um, he seemed to hint that this may be it. He's in his 30s, and he's taken a lot of nasty bumps in WWE. We remember the match at Elimination Chamber. That was the last match he's ever had, and it was against his best friend Sami Zayn in Canada. So, if that's it for Kevin Owens, knowing that he only had he was a tag team champion, world champion, obviously main event of WrestleMania a couple of times, had Stone Cold Steve Austin's last match. If this is it for Kevin Owens, as hard as it is to admit, Kevin Owens is going to go down as one of the best to ever do it. I'm not even exaggerating when I say that. And people will look at his accolades and say, Mike, he's like, what, a one-time world champion, kind of a nothing title run. But guys, look at what he's done. Like, this is going to be the first WrestleMania he's missed in nearly a decade. And that guy has put his body on the line to entertain us. He was doing some of the best work of his career with that turn on Cody Rhodes, and then seemingly going into this feud and setting up whatever this match was going to be with Randy Orton at WrestleMania. It was genuinely one of the most intriguing things that was going into Las Vegas in a couple weeks. So to see this match just blown dead 14, 15 days out before it was supposed to happen, it sucks. And above all else, like, Kevin Owens is this sucks so much for Kevin Owens, because every account that you've heard of him and you've seen him interact on the internet, him as a person, it's just like you hate it for the man, you hate it for the performer. You also hate it for Randy Orton, who's getting this has genuinely been like a 2-year build for him and Kevin Owens as a friendship. They were in a triple threat match for the US title at last year's WrestleMania. Now they were feuding with each other. So Randy gets screwed here. I don't know what the situation is going to be with Randy going into WrestleMania and what he's going to do, but there are options on the table. But this was a genuinely interesting feud. And I'm so sad because if anybody deserves the world for them, it is Kevin Owens. The guy is he's just the best, man. Like he's had so many, like, here's another example. Kevin Owens had multiple opportunities to go leave and pack up and go to the other place, and he didn't. Stayed faithful to WWE even through all of the Vince McMahon era and through all of that creative. And he got rewarded with back-to-back main events. He main evented with Stone Cold Steve Austin. He main evented in a tag team title match with his best friend. And maybe his last match ever is in Toronto, Canada, in one of the great death matches we've ever seen on WWE in Canada at Elimination Chamber in Toronto in the Blue Jays baseball stadium. If this is it for Kevin Owens, like, call it a career. He is absolutely a first ballot Hall of Famer. It just sucks that this is very eerily similar to what happened to Adam Copeland Edge about 15 years ago at this time, like right around WrestleMania. He got through a WrestleMania match and then had to give up the World Heavyweight title. This was 2011. This is almost the identical type of feel to it. And I hope I'm wrong because, again, Kevin Owens is one of the best performers in professional wrestling. And it's just, you know, what with the work that he was doing and with the feud that was being set up and what they had done to and all the all the promos and all of the spots that they did with Cody and then set it using that to set up the feud and just all the work that he had been doing in specifically in the last year. And a lot of people thought Kevin Owens should have won the world title. And this close to Mania, man, it was one of the most heartbreaking things, and it's the part of this business in wrestling and for us as fans that you hate. It's like these people are performers, but at the same time, they are human beings. And it sucked also to see some dipshit fan in the crowd bark something at Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens almost wanted to punch this guy's heads off of his shoulders. And Kevin, just because he got in his face and sort of intimidated him, but it was like, hey, dude, say that to my face. So, but it's devastating, man. So that's the part of it that we need to address there. With Randy Orton, I have no clue where this is going to go. He RKO's Nick Aldis. Nick breaks the heartbreaking news. Some people are saying, hey, you should face Nick Aldis at WrestleMania. What? No, that's not happening. Like, I love Nick Aldis, and I think it would be cool to see him in a match. You're going to put Nick Aldis in a match at WrestleMania on 14, 15 days notice? Really? No. An internet idea that I did see that I thought was very interesting. Make Randy Orton the special guest referee for Cody Cena. I actually think that's a hell of an idea because Randy's close with both of these guys. You could tease loyalty. He could align with The Rock and Cena. He could go against them and align with his buddy Cody. I think that makes a ton of sense. You could have a returning guy, potentially be involved. Although that would kind of hurt, like because Randy losing at Mania doesn't really make a ton of sense. Some people have said a returning Uncle Howdy, a returning Rusev, a returning Aleister Black. I don't know, but that's going to be the intriguing part of this now is what happens with Randy Orton, because he's in a really uncomfortable position of like, okay, what the hell? He had a big WrestleMania match on the bill. Now here we are 2 weeks away and he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Like this, like I said, there's no other way to slice this than this sucks. This sucks. It really sucks. So heart goes out to Kevin Owens. I wish him all the best. If this is the end for him, you did well, Kevin. We're not even talking about Kevin Owens. We're talking about Kevin Steen here, the real man, Kevin Steen. Okay. And, again, if you want to come back, by all means, but you've been given the world, you've been able to have your family, and it's been a great life for him in this business. So if he's got to end it here, you got to have your last match in Canada, in a really like an unsanctioned match against Sami Zayn, your best friend. So we'll see. Another thing on the table is maybe Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, and maybe they do some sort of honoring of Kevin Owens, I guess. But that would be kind of weird given the fact that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn storyline tried to kill each other a month ago. So, but yeah, this was the big story coming out of SmackDown, is that Kevin Owens, his career may be over. I hope it's not, but for now, let's just say this. Thank you, Kevin Owens. Thank you for all that you've done for this business. I hope it's not over, but if it is, you had a wonderful career and we appreciate all that you've done to the professional wrestling business. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. We'll have more reaction to SmackDown, and we're heading into WrestleMania 2 weeks away. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.